EdTech Mondays Kenya is supported by the MasterCard Foundation Center for Innovative Teaching and Learning in partnership with EdTech East Africa.
Hello and karibuni to EdTech Mondays. I'm your host, Lily Bakala Piper. Today we're asking the question, who is the 21st century teacher? In an ever-evolving learning landscape, what does it take to really thrive as an educator? Now let's hear from those who are making a difference every day for students. I sat down with two teachers who are using EdTech tools in their classrooms to create more inclusive and engaging environments for their students. A question for both of you who have deep experience working with secondary students in particular. What skills do you think are most critical for success in today's teaching environment?
Teachers having strong digital skills and being able to adapt, because classrooms are becoming very diverse. We have all these learners who have different needs. So a teacher is able to adapt very fast and change their strategy to meet the needs of all these learners. That is very crucial. And also having that global mindset, where they know what the best global practices are. So that their learners are able to fit in the connected world.
To that, I would add curiosity. You have to be a very curious teacher, because your students are going to tell you, oh, teacher, you can do this in this way, or there's an app that can do this. You can dismiss it, but for you to survive in this kind of really interconnected world now, you have to be very curious. And then I also feel that a teacher now needs more than ever to be fun, because we know that there's a lot of distractions, and if you're not so much fun, then the students are going to be falling off. So the fun has to be there at a little bit point.
Could you tell us maybe some of the things that you're prioritizing in those teacher professional development models to make sure that teachers are actually going to be successful with the latest teaching methodologies?
One of them is we're talking about inclusivity, because it's an issue that most teachers have not put at the forefront for a long time. We are talking about how diverse our classrooms are, but it's not just that, because technology is, is becoming a really big challenge in some schools, especially those that are under-resourced. We're trying to figure out how to make sure that everyone else is brought to the table in some way. So first, we are looking at how to integrate technology in the classroom. That is one of the things we're prioritizing now. And also inclusivity in general, just letting the teachers know that in your class, if you have 40 students, that are 40 different people. They're not one mass of a group. So that's one thing we are prioritizing now.
Absolutely. Dennis, from your point of view, how are you using data that you're collecting from your learners to influence your teaching method?
So for me, data is very important, especially for the formative assessments. We can always look at students that are falling behind, so that we can look at the situation and the problems that they're having early on, because if we don't do that, then we might realize when it is too late. But it can also tell you something, a student who's been acing a subject probably, and one day they're just scoring this low point. It could tell you that it is more than just academics. Maybe there's something they're going through. So that is one thing I'm really prioritizing, looking at the formative assessment and making it influence my interventions, and looking at how we can figure out how to solve problems early on.
So how are you seeing teachers using AI to become more effective teachers and also to increase student engagement? Or any reflections that you might have about the presence of AI in our classrooms?
I think the biggest benefit of AI right now is freeing the time we used to spend doing some other tasks that can be made easier or faster to do, like maybe lesson planning, differentiating learning. So sometimes I look at my topics and I ask maybe ChatGPT, how would I do this if I were in this kind of a classroom? And some of the ideas pretty interesting. Of course, we have to look at them and make sure that we customize them, but freeing that time so that teachers can now be more creative and do other pursuits than just spending time doing tasks that could be made easier. So differentiating learning and freeing up that time has been a very great benefit. But there's also that conversation about the ethical use and the challenges that it has brought today.
I agree. I believe AI, if used effectively, can help teachers, can lessen the routine administrative tasks of teachers, and tasks like lesson planning,
even
quizzing, grading, and then that time teachers can use now to spend more time with the students, that human touch now.
Yeah.
And I think it can address even those issues, like you've said, of differentiated instructions,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And just as a closing thought, we're here amongst people who are teachers, who are learners, who are entrepreneurs, everybody from the ed tech ecosystem. What is both of your message to them here?
I'll go back to what I said. We need more solutions. The more, the merrier, because we can customize them. And of course, education, the space is so large. And of course, we need to make sure that these solutions address the situations at hand. So we need data-driven solutions. That is going to be one. But yeah, the more, I want to see more innovations happening. And as I said, maybe more low-tech, I guess, because if we don't make sure that everyone comes to the table, then it's not going to bridge the gap. It's going to create a wider divide at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, like I've said, I think for teachers we need to be very adaptable. We really need to do a lot of research. What is happening? It's a global village,
Yeah.
So we are not just teaching Kenya. We are teaching also children who be global citizens. So I see that, and just be adaptable. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you both for being with us today. Really appreciate your insights. We couldn't do it without teachers, and thank you both of you for being with us today.
Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
for having us.